That night, Arav looked at the stars from his window. For the first time, they didn't look so far away. He still missed his father deeply, and the worry for his sick mother was a constant weight in his heart. But something inside him had shifted. He realized he didn't have to be happy right away. It wasn't a switch he could just flip. It was okay to feel sad, to feel lost. He just needed to take small steps, one at a time. The next morning, a tiny green sprout was peeking through the soil in the school garden. Arav felt a flicker of something warm. He watered it gently. Day after day, Arav tended to that little patch of earth. It became his quiet ritual, a small pocket of peace in his turbulent world. He'd whisper to the seeds, telling them about his day, about the funny thing his friend said, about the new book he was reading. He never talked about the sadness, but somehow the soil seemed to understand. It absorbed his unspoken grief and offered a silent promise of new life in return. Some days were harder than others. He'd arrive at school with heavy shoulders, the morning's quiet farewell to his mom echoing in his ears. But then he'd see his small plants, reaching a little higher towards the sun, and he'd feel a bit of that weight lift. A week later, the school garden was transformed. A vibrant tapestry of flowers bloomed where there was once just bare earth. Reds, yellows, and purples danced in the gentle breeze. Mrs. Mina gathered the class around. She pointed to the riot of color and said, "Look at these plants. They grew because someone cared for them every single day." Healing is just like that, slow, patient, and full of small, consistent acts of kindness, especially towards yourself. Arav looked at the flowers, then at his own hands, still smudged with a bit of dirt. A genuine smile, the first in a long time, touched his lips. He understood. Each drop of water, each whispered word, each moment of quiet care, it wasn't just for the garden. It was for him too. That afternoon, he went home and sat by his mother's bed. Instead of just sitting in silence, he started talking. He told her about the garden, about the stubborn little seed that became the brightest sunflower. He described the colors, the smells, the way the bees buzzed from flower to flower. He saw a faint smile on his mother's face, a light in her tired eyes he hadn't seen for weeks. In that moment, Arav realized something profound. The garden hadn't magically solved his problems. His father was still a cherished memory, and his mother's recovery was still a journey. But the garden had taught him how to grow hope in the middle of sorrow. It taught him that even on the darkest nights, new beginnings are always possible, sprouting quietly, waiting for a little bit of care and a little bit of time. The stars that night seemed to twinkle just for him, no longer distant specks of light, but fellow travelers on a long, hopeful journey. This story is a reminder for anyone going through a tough time. Healing isn't a race. It's a process like tending to a garden. It requires patience, consistency, and a lot of self-compassion. If you or someone you know is struggling, please remember that support is available. Reaching out to a friend, a family member, or a mental health professional is a sign of incredible strength. You don't have to carry the weight alone. There are people who want to help you tend to your own garden and watch you bloom. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content like this.